Welcome everybody to Volkswagen India's most premium offering and their biggest car by big margin, the Tiguan Allspace. Let's see how this car is. Being familiar with the Tiguan, then this is not a completely new look for you. Yes, there are minor changes compared to the previous Tiguan. There is a bit more chrome, the bumper is redesigned, and you have new headlights which look really cool, especially the chrome element from the headlight all the way to the grille. I think that's very neatly integrated. Overall, it's a very subtle looking car, nothing that screams out loud, and that's the whole theme with the car. A very subtle approach to the Indian car market. The side profile of the car again carries the subtle theme of the car. Just like the front, there is some usage of chrome, as you can see on the doors, around the window sills, and around this little 4Motion badging, which signifies that this car is 4Motion, means it is all-wheel drive, which is a really nice thing to have. Then you do come to the roof rails, which are actually really sturdy, not plasticky, means they are for actual usage, not just for cosmetic purposes. The rear end again, not much changes on the previous Tiguan. Minor changes what you'll notice are slight LED patterns in the tail lights and 4Motion badging which was there in the previous one. One big change, actually a very small change, but one of the major differences is the Allspace badging behind the Tiguan. The Allspace signifies that this car is the 7-seater, slightly elongated version of the Volkswagen Tiguan. The car comes with 18-inch alloys mounted on 235 section tires. This car has Hankook Ventus tires. Some of the other customer cars do have Continental tires on stock, which is a great thing. These Hankooks though, they gave up before the chassis, so you can understand what I mean to say. I wish this car came with better stock tires, which some of the customer cars have got it, but as a whole, it's okay. The alloys themselves look really good. Again, they carry the subtle theme that this car wants to portray. As you can see, the difference in brake dust, the rears are pretty clean, the fronts are basically now grey. They're not even silver alloys anymore. That's how much brake dust the brakes are letting out. Imagine you have lots of luggage in your hands and you can't reach for the electromagnetic tail release. What do? That's all you need to do. And the boot opens. Put your stuff in the boot, then you can press the button or you can slide again and just walk away. As you can see, the car does have third row. This kind of boot space is enough for cabin luggage. You do have small pockets in the side. You can load stuff. This can accommodate perhaps 2 or 3 cabin luggage suitcases, not too big. But if you want more space, once you do roll out, then you get access to the huge boot. This can take your whole family's weekend luggage for the trips or everything. This is really sufficient for all your... If you think you need more space, this is not good enough. There's one more party trick this car has. Pull this flap and you have the front seats fold forward as well for more boot space, just in case you need that little bit more if you're moving houses. The interior is a great place to be. It's got some very typical Volkswagen bits you'd find, especially the steering wheel, which is now shared with all their Volkswagen Group cars. A very similar steering can be found in the cheapest car of its market, the Polo, which can be a downside for a potential customer who might be looking at this car because the steering wheel is the same. The head unit and the speedometer console is from the T-Roc, which again is not a bad place to start because, as I mentioned in the T-Roc review, again, it was a great piece of kit. It's like a virtual cockpit without the maps. So you've got a host of stuff you can play around with. The head unit is really cool. The touch is amazing. It comes with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, all the stuff you need. This car has it. It's superb. It's got CarNet as well, so you can connect a dongle, or you can hotspot your phone internet to the car and will connect to the Wi-Fi. So it's again a really cool thing to do. You can get on the go traffic updates and all the stuff. It's really cool, very intuitive. The touchscreen is amazing. You've got the dual zone AC controls below it. Then you've got the very familiar gear lever, the DSG gear lever, which is again surprisingly very similar to the ones that used to be available on the 1.2 TSI, the Polos, the DSG ones. Very similar. You've got the auto stop start, you've got the auto parking park pilot, I think it's called. You've got the parking sensors. See, you can see the camera open and it tells you how much you're close to an object. Then you've got the auto hold, the electronic parking brake. The engine start-stop button is right near the gear lever. Very Audi look here. Then you've got the modes, the engine mode knob here. So once you're in city mode, you have normal, sport, individual and eco. So normal is more than good enough. So that is when you press this. When you rotate the knob, then you go into off-road mode, off-road individual, or normal as it is, the city mode, and snow mode. So again, this car does show that it has an all-wheel drive. It perhaps can do some driving in slush, snow, but otherwise you can just select this on the go. It's shift on the fly. Then you have two cup holders as well in the middle, which is really nice. This is also adjustable, which is really nice. Then you open this, then you get an access to it's a long storage box, but it's not very wide, so you won't be able to put very wide items, but you might be able to put your phone maybe standing upwards, but not horizontally for sure. This cup holder also closes, and overall it's a very, very nice place to be, very comfortable. Everything you feel and touch feels really nice, but it doesn't appeal, it doesn't exude expensive. It doesn't feel very expensive. Obviously they do have a very, very big panoramic sunroof, which I've just opened the blind of. It's very, very big. It goes all the way to the end of the middle row, which is something very rare that you find in the market these days. But overall, again, very nice place to be, but it does not exude price. It doesn't feel like this car is 36 lakhs ex showroom, which is a shame. I mean, because everything you feel and touch, you see, feels really premium, but just, I bet, other cars in the segment, maybe in this price bracket, feel a bit more premium. The seats themselves are really nice. They're really adjustable. So the driving seat is electrically adjustable. The passenger seat is manually adjustable, which is again a downer. At this price point, I really expected this seat to be powered adjusted as well. The headrests go up and down, and they come front and back, which is again very unique. I've not seen that in many cars, that the headrest comes front and back as well. The seats themselves are really nice. They electrically adjust. You've got a host of adjustments up and down. You've got lumbar support, everything. I've put some friends in the third row of the Tiguan Allspace, and as you can see, it was a pretty tight fit. This is mostly suitable for only children, not adults. I'm now behind the wheel of the Tiguan Allspace, so let's get the figures out of the way. This has a 2-liter TSI engine, TSI, not TDI, which is something really weird because people are used to being hearing 2-liter TDI, but this is the 2-liter TSI engine, so it is a petrol motor, produces about 190 bhp. When you set off, you notice that the engine starts off really well. Low end torque is really well, and it starts off really easily. The gear shift is really smooth with the DSG. Again, it makes a very assertive feeling, makes it look like it's very, very easy to drive, which is again a very, very positive start for this car. The engine on the front is absolutely amazing. There's a lot of power and you can't complain anything with regards to the engine. The steering is very, very light. In city traffic makes it really easy. It's obviously a EPS, it's an electronic power unit, but it's very, very light, and the good thing is that once you build speeds, it weighs up really well. So it gives you that confidence of driving on high speeds on expressways. It gives you that feedback, that confidence, which is really nice. It actually urges you to push corners as well, which is really nice. The steering, again, top notch. The brakes themselves, the brakes are superb. I mean, you barely have to stomp on the brakes to stop this behemoth of a car. I mean, you can't hide the weight and the length of this car, so you never actually have to stomp on the brakes. Gradual touch on the brakes and you come to a halt, as you can see, really easy. And also one thing you can see while driving, if you take U-turns a lot, you'll notice that the turning radius is not this car's forte. I wish the turning radius was a little better, but I think that's something you can get used to maybe. You might have to pre-plan your U-turns a bit more than usual, but again, something you can get used to. It's really, really nice. This car also comes with quite a lot of tech. So this car has the cruise control, the speed limiter and all that. This car also comes with lane assist. So if you suppose veer off, if you maybe doze off while sleeping, this car will take care of you and it'll put you back into lane, which is really nice. I've used it a few times, and it works only on perfectly marked roads. Does not work with roads that have patchy lane work, obviously, because the sensors need to detect the lane markings. So if it's painted really well on the road, it works like a charm. I have personally tested it out. The car, I've tried to forcefully drive out of lane, and the car puts me back into lane, which is a really nice thing to have. The Tiguan Allspace then. It's a great car. It drives really well. I think it looks really good too, even though a tad too understated. I mean, this is what all this car is about, to maintain an understated look. If you really wanted something fancy, you could have picked up something from the Badger group, maybe a Merc, an Audi, a Jag, or a BMW. But this car means that you want to have something understated. You don't want to stand out in the crowd. People might not even notice you in the parking lot if your parking is filled with other cars that have fancy badges. It drives really well. It's got a lot of features. It's pretty spacious. The ride is sublime. The 2-liter TSI is superb, and the DSG gearbox is just perfect. Dynamics wise, you cannot fault this car. I think it looks really good. The interior is really nice. Again, lacks the flair, but that's not a problem with me. Personally, I think it looks really good, and the understated theme works really well. I mean, this car is my pick in the segment, and overall, I just love this vehicle. At 36 lakhs on road, it's a little pricey, but it's a CBU. It's not a CKD, so you have to expect the high pricing. I think if I were in the market to buy a car, I would happily pay this price for the car. It's just fabulous. Great product by Volkswagen India, and we hope to get more products like this in India. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.